З нами навіть голова є уже. От, так що захист відбудеться.
Доброго дня, шановні колеги.
Боявся до останнього, Вікторія, що ти
Та,
не
ну, що
підключишся.
ви. Доброго дня.
Добрий день.
Добрий день.
Нас... До речі, Олександр Вікторович, ви можете провести роботу зі стейкхолдерами. У нас 2 завідувача кафедри туризму і 1 міжнародний експерт в сфері туризму зібрані. Поэтому у вас бонус-приз сьогодні.
Да, треба після закінчення обов'язково.
Так, це моя аспірантка, це Чжан Лянфєнь. Вона навчалася у нас, була у нас. Я з нею зустрічався, коли був в Китаї. Вона вже рік хоче захиститися. Ми її слухали двічі. Да? Ми двічі заслуховували її роботу, вона дороблювала. От, тому це вже кінцевий результат її напрацювань. Вона тільки переробила, ми її перший раз заслухали, тільки вона переробила, внесла зміни в постковідне середовище, розвиток для туризму, да? Як почалася війна і все знову змінилось. Ну, вже намагалися викручуватися, як є. От, тому сьогодні вона нам все представить. Через 3 хвилини будемо розпочинати. Вікторія, я замовкаю. Я сьогодні взагалі сижу тихесенько. Тільки
Ми маємо, ми маємо почати рівно о 14-й, вірно?
Ну,
Тобто,
о 14 ми маємо почати після того, як включиться запис і трансляція.
добре,
От.
добре.
Суть, Ірина Анатоліївна, ви ж з нами, ви координуєте нашу діяльність, скажете?
Да, я з вами, онлайн-трансляцію я вже включила, тому залишається тільки запис. Голова, будь ласка, командуйте, починаємо, я вмикаю і
Ну,
починаю
ще у нас ще
працювати.
2 хвилини, да, ще 2 хвилини, тому ще можемо. Процедура ж у нас узгоджена, частина це де офіційний документ, по документам іде українською, а там, де безпосередньо захист самої дисертації, тобто доповідь, питання, обговорення, це англійська мова. От, ну, я думаю, що все стане зрозуміло в процесі. Я, колеги, хочу вам сказати, що в минулому році це так. По секрету ми захистили в університеті 63 дисертації докторів філософії. І до кінця лютого ще 30 маємо захистити. 101 дисертація була внесена у базу.
Дуже
І
багато.
да, зараз усі говорять про контингент аспірантів, да, там кажуть, от, ховаються від армії. У нас контингент аспірантів в 2020 році контингент аспірантів був 284 чоловіки, у 2022 році на кінець року 264 чоловіки. Ну, зараз 340 чи щось таке, ну, вже в цьому 24-му. Тому у нас змін ніяких не відбулося, особливих по контингенту. Єдине, що це коливання іноземців, українців, вони трошки є. От так розпочинаю.
Добрий день, шановні колеги. Сьогодні 30 січня 2024 року, 14 година за київським часом. Тобто дозвольте розпочати наше засідання. Відповідно до рішення Вченої ради Сумського національного аграрного університету, наказом ректора номер 646 від 23 листопада 2023 року в Сумському національному аграрному університеті утворено спеціалізовану вчену раду для прийняття до розгляду та проведення разового захисту дисертації Чжан Лянфєнь на тему «Організаційно-економічні основи управління туризмом» англійською «Organizational and Economic Basis of Tourism Management». на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії у галузі знань 07 управління та адміністрування за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. Склад сьогоднішньої ради. Головуючий на засіданні Макарова Вікторія Вікторівна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри маркетингу та логістики, Сумський національний аграрний університет. Рецензенти: Коваленко Олександр Вікторович, кандидат педагогічних наук, доцент, завідувач кафедри туризму, Сумський національний аграрний університет. Офіційні опоненти: Горіна Ганна Олександрівна, доктор економічних наук, професор, завідувач кафедри економіки та туризму, Донецький національний університет економіки і торгівлі імені Михайла Туган-Барановського. Прокопенка Ольга Володимирівна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри економіки та управління, Академія прикладних наук МАЗОЯ. Добрянська Наталія Анатоліївна, доктор економічних наук, професор, завідувач кафедри туристичного бізнесу та рекреації, Одеський національний технологічний університет. Посади членів спеціалізованої вченої ради вказані на дату захисту дисертаційної роботи. Тож, шановні колеги, прошу зареєструватися, шановні рецензенти та опоненти. Отже, на підставі реєстраційної картки присутні 5 членів спеціалізованої вченої ради із 5 затверджених наказом ректора номер 646 від 23 листопада 2023 року. Тобто кворум необхідний для засідання є, і ми маємо всі офіційні підстави для того, щоб розпочати наше засідання. Засідання спеціалізованої вченої ради оголошується відкритим. Значить, дозвольте ознайомитися з порядком денним. Тобто сьогодні на порядку денному у нас захист дисертації на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії, аспірантки кафедри маркетингу та логістики Сумського національного аграрного університету Чжан Лянфєнь на тему організаційно-економічні основи управління туризмом, англійською Organizational and Economic Basis of Tourism Management за спеціальністю 073 Management. Роботу виконано в Сумському національному аграрному університеті. Науковий керівник, доктор економічних наук, професор Данько Юрій Іванович. Тож дозвольте мені вас ознайомити з документами, які надійшли до спеціалізованої вченої ради. Заява щодо проведення атестації здобувача, копія першої сторінки паспорта громадянина Китайської Народної Республіки, копія диплома магістра, витяг з наказу про зарахування до аспірантури, засвідчений у встановленому порядку, академічна довідка про виконання відповідної освітньо-наукової програми, висновок наукового керівника, доктора економічних наук, професора Данька Юрія Івановича, висновок про наукову новизну, теоретичне та практичне значення результатів дисертації, дисертація в друкованому та електронному вигляді, відбитки копій наукових публікацій, зарахованих за темою дисертації, засвідчені у встановленому порядку. Тож всі документи відповідають встановленим вимогам, і дисертація до захисту подається вперше. Тож, шановні колеги, хто за запропонований порядок денний, прошу голосувати. Хто за? Хто проти? Утримався? Немає. Тож пропозиція приймається. Дозвольте зачитати бібліографічні дані нашого аспіранта. Чжан Лянфєнь, 1975 року народження, громадянка Китайської Народної Республіки, освіта вища, закінчила у 2005 році університет Чжэнчжоу, Китайська Народна Республіка, за спеціальністю бібліотечні науки. Аспірантуру закінчила у 2022 році в Сумському національному аграрному університеті Міністерства освіти і науки України, міста Суми. Дисертацію виконано в Сумському національному аграрному університеті Міністерства освіти і науки України, міста Суми. Тема дисертації затверджена на засіданні вченої ради Сумського національного аграрного університету, протокол номер 7 від 26 грудня 2018 року. Чжан Лянфєнь завершила виконання освітньо-наукової програми у 2022 році. 5 серпня 2022 року відбулася публічна презентація дисертаційного дослідження на кафедрі маркетингу та логістики за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент, де дисертацію було рекомендовано до розгляду та захисту у разовій спеціалізованій вченій раді. Основні положення та отримані наукові результати дисертаційної роботи висвітлено у 10 наукових працях, з них 3 наукові праці оприлюднено у фахових наукових виданнях, 1 наукова праця в наукових виданнях, включених до наукометричних баз даних Scopus та Web of Science, 6 наукових праць опубліковані в інших виданнях. Наукові публікації відповідають вимогам пункту 8.9 порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти. Наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії згідно постанови Кабінету міністрів України від 12 січня 2022 року номер 44. Дисертація відповідає вимогам наказу МОН України номер 40 від 12 січня 2017 року про затвердження вимог до оформлення дисертації та порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії, скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти, наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії згідно постанови Кабінету міністрів України від 12 січня 2022 року номер 44. То, шановні колеги, чи є питання у членів спеціалізованої вченої ради? Немає питань, прекрасно. І здобувачем погоджено, що захист дисертації буде проводитися англійською мовою. So, to present the main results of the research, the word is given to graduate student Чжан Лянфєнь. So, Чжан Лянфєнь, you can start your presentation and report about your research.
Okay.
Чжан Лянфєнь, please start to open your presentation and begin.
Okay, okay. Okay. Dear Professor, today I would like to share with you my PhD research report about organizational and economic basis of tourism management. My name is Zhang Lianfeng. My scientific supervisor is Yuri Danko. My presentation consists of the following sections: research origins, research contents, results and analysis, list of publications. Research origins. In the rapid development of global economy, tourism industry has become one of the industries with the strongest developmental momentum, and tourism has played a strong driving role in the economic growth of various countries. The following is the current situation of China's tourism development. Tourism has a strong role in the economic growth. Situation of import and export volume, the low income of inbound tourism, and even distribution of Chinese tourism regions. The small number of foreign tourists to China, unbalanced tourism income. Tourism in China is developing rapidly and has become an important industry in the national economy and a new economic growth point. This slide shows the urban and rural tourism status of China in 2024 and 2020. On the whole, China has a large scale with the number of inbound tourism and the foreign exchange income from international tourism increasing year by year. However, since 2013, there has been a deficit in the amount of inbound and outbound tourism, and the deficit has gradually increased in recent years. In terms of export volume, as shown in figure, except for the impact of SARS in 2023 and the global financial crisis in 2009, China's tourism export volume maintained positive growth before 2013, increasing from $4.6 billion in 1993 to $15.6 billion in 2013. After 2013, the growth rate of China's tourism service exports slowed down and began to show negative growth, with the exception of a small increase in 2016 and 2018, which lasted for a short time. According to the sources of foreign tourists, the top 5 countries and regions are Myanmar, Vietnam, South Korea, Russia, and Japan. It can be found that the top 5, except for Russia, are all from Asia, which is partly due to the geographical and cultural distance. This indicates that China's tourism industry has a relatively weak appeal to countries outside of Asia. From the perspective of inbound tourism destinations, the imbalance in regional tourism in China is still significant, with a situation of strong in the east, weak in the west, strong in the south, weak in the north, and strong in coastal areas, weak in island areas. Looking at the structure of China's inbound tourism revenue, as shown in the figure, the largest proportion is long-distance travel transportation. This indicates that the development of transportation is crucial for the tourism industry. The consumption of sightseeing and accommodation truly reflects the essence of tourism. This part is essential travel, consumption with low elasticity and limited growth potential. This reflects the current unreasonable consumption structure of China's inbound tourism and the overall low added value of China's tourism products. China has rich tourism resources, but the comprehensive competitiveness of tourism is not strong. This research calculates and compares the gap between China's tourism competitiveness and that of other countries, and the comprehensive competitiveness of China's tourism industry. Analyze the factors affecting China's tourism competitiveness and propose countermeasures to improve the international competitiveness of China's tourism industry. Research contents. The aim of the research. Aim of the research is the development of theoretical, methodical, and applied principle of organizational and economic basis of tourism management. The purpose of the research. The purpose of this research is to provide suggestions and countermeasures for enhancing China's international competitiveness in the tourism industry from the perspectives of the government, industry, and enterprises by analyzing the status and the competitiveness of China's tourism industry and the factors that affect its competitiveness through qualitative and quantitative analysis. Research tasks that were considered. introduce the research background, significance, theoretical achievement, research content, research methods, and the possible novelty and limitations. Define the concepts of tourism industry, international competitiveness, and the international competitiveness of tourism, and then analyze the theory of comparative advantage factor, endowment theory, and competitive advantage theory, laying the theoretical foundation for the subsequent research. Describe the status of the tourism industry from the perspectives of development stage, trade scale, inbound and outbound situations, and related industrial development, and make judgments on China's current inbound and outbound tourism. Measure the international competitiveness of China's tourism through indicators such as market share, review the comparative advantage index and the trade competitiveness index, and judge the development level of China's international competitiveness of tourism and the gap with other countries' tourism. Qualitatively analyze the factors influencing the international competitiveness of China's tourism industry. Then select the dependent and independent variables to establish a regression model to quantitatively analyze the influencing factors. Based on the research findings, provide suggestions for improving China's international competitiveness in tourism. Based on the research findings, provide suggestions for improving China's international competitiveness in tourism. This is a research framework. Results and analysis. China's international market share performed well from 2005 to 2013, maintaining around 4%, which was much higher than Japan and even slightly stronger than tourism power like Germany and Thailand. However, since 2014, China's international market share has been on a downward trend, with its lowest share dropping to 2.34% in 2019, a decrease of nearly 2 percentage points. China has gradually been overtaken by Germany and Thailand, and even surpassed by Japan in 2018 and 2019. According to table, before 2008, China's tourism competitiveness was positive with a small value of around 0.11, indicating a slight competitive advantage. However, since 2009, China's TC index has turned negative, and its absolute value has been increasing. Looking at the table, a comparison between China and Japan reveals opposite trends in their RCA. China's RCA index reached 1.44 in 2025, indicating strong competitiveness, but has since exhibited a fluctuating downward trend, reaching its lowest point of 0.52 in 2019, suggesting weak competitiveness. According to table, China's VRCA index has changed relatively little and has remained below zero, indicating a competitive disadvantage. As shown in picture, China and Ukraine have completely opposite trends in VRCA index. The VRCA index of China has changed from positive to negative, decreasing year by year from 0.39 in 2025 to minus 2.32 in 2020, indicating a shift from competitive advantage to competitive disadvantage. The Chinese tourism industry has a certain advantage in the IMS index, but it is comparatively weak in the other three indexes, indicating a lower international competitiveness. This is consistent with the 2019 ranking by the World Economic Forum. Each model has different factors, and this study selected Michelle Porter's theory of national competitive advantage, also known as the famous diamond model. These are variable selection. In order to observe whether there is a significant correlation between the dependent variables and the independent variables, and the degree of correlation, the correlation coefficient and the significance level between each variable were calculated using software, where B0 represents the intercept term, represents the coefficient of each variable. Epsilon I represents the random error term. The results of regression analysis of the model using state 15 software. The number of tourist attractions, the number of tourism measures, tourism consumption in China, and electronic commerce application were positively correlated with China's tourism competitiveness. The number of travel agencies and tourism enterprise financing amount were negatively correlated with China's tourism competitiveness. In terms of tourism competitiveness, the PEST model includes four major external environmental factors: political, social, economic, and technological. From the government's perspective, adhere to sustainable development, improve relevant laws, enhance the quality of tourism staff. From an industry perspective, develop supporting industries and extend the industrial chain, innovate the management models of tourism-related enterprise, promote industry integration, and comprehensively upgrade tourism. From a business perspective, improve service quality and level to provide different service, explore diverse overseas markets, and implement multinational business strategy. Enterprises should actively implement the Going Global strategy and seek overseas investment. These are publications. This is a very good memory for me. I'm very grateful for the help of Professor Yuri Danko, who are the guides of my scientific research and lead me into the interesting field of tourism management. Thank you for listening. My dissertation report is
Thank you, Chжан
over.
Лянфєнь. Thank you, Chжan Lyanfєnь, so for your presentation, for your report about your scientific research. So, dear colleagues, do you have any questions to Chжan Lyanfєнь? So, please, Alexander Viktorovich, please start.
Yes, I have some questions. My first questions, what are some innovation in your dissertation, Chжan Lyanfєnь?
Thanks for your question. Innovation mainly has the following aspects. Based on the autogression of time series data of tourism development, it is found that there is a long-term equilibrium relationship between China's tourism, foreign exchange income, and domestic tourism gross income. Based on the theory of marketing, constructs the brand marketing system of tourism destination and introduce the brand marketing of tourism destination in Ukraine as a case study. The application of mobile electronic commerce in ecotourism is investigated and evaluated with PEST analysis method through the analysis of specific application model of mobile electronic commerce. Understanding the status of importer and exporter trade of the tourism industry in China and Ukraine by setting a specific index to analyze the difference between the two countries of the tourism industry of international competitiveness. The steps of reforming the tourism industry in Ukraine are identified, which provide for state support, improvement, and expansion of the range of tourism services, introduction of modern technologies, adoption of best practice of other countries. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, do you have any questions, Alexander Viktorovich?
Yes, my first questions. Can you explain the purpose of your research?
Okay, thanks for your question. The purpose of this research is to provide suggestions and countermeasures for enhancing China's international competitiveness in the tourism industry from the perspectives of the government, industry, and enterprises by analyzing the status and competitiveness of China's tourism industry and the factors that affect its competitiveness through qualitative and quantitative analysis. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, Anna Alexandrina, do you have any questions to Chжан Lянфєнь?
Yes, thank you, dear colleagues. I also have some questions. First, what does the tour include and what aspects affect tourism development?
Okay, thanks for your question. Tourism activities refer to the various services provided to tourists during reception, mainly including transportation service, tour guide services, accommodation services, organizational management through tourism service. Tourism resources and facilities become objects that people can enjoy and consume, thereby creating the special use value that satisfies people's needs. Provide tourism services directly to tourists to meet the diversified needs of tourists for catering, accommodation, transportation, sightseeing, shopping, entertainment, and so on. Therefore, tourism as a tertiary industry is affected by hotel transportation, scenic spots, shopping, and tourist facilities. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so Anna Alexandrovna, do you have another questions?
Yeah, thank you very much for your answer, but I have one more question to you. As we have seen in your dissertation, you choose some countries for comparison. Why did you choose exactly these countries to compare?
Thanks for your question. This problem is explained in appendix in the World Economic Forum's report on global tourism competitiveness. The top 10 countries for 2019 are listed, such as United States, Australia, Canada, Brazil, the United Kingdom, Spain, etc. I choose these countries because they have good tourism development. On the other hand, consider the availability of data. I choose Ukraine because Ukraine is where I studied and I'm interested in it. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Very much.
Olga Volodymyryvna, do you have the questions to Chжан Лянфєнь?
Yes, thank you. Dear Chжan Lянфєнь, thank you for the interesting research results that you presented. And how do you think to improve China's tourism competitiveness? Please.
Okay, thanks for your question. Based on the current situation of China's tourism industry and the results of empirical analysis, the researcher believe that improving the competitiveness of the tourism industry is not a problem that can be solved by one aspect alone. It requires 3 levels of intervention: the national strategy level, the industry level of social-economic factors, and the tactical level of tourism enterprises. So, the government needs to improve the tourism law. The industry needs to innovate the tourism management model. Enterprise need to improve the quality of service to improve China's tourism competitiveness. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have one more question, if it's possible. You used their model in your article. So what model is there and what is it used for? What are the disadvantages?
Okay, thanks for your question. DEA means data development analysis, is a non-parametric efficiency evaluation method which can evaluate the productivity level and multiple input and output factors, and is very important for evaluating the competitiveness of an industry. It can be applied to a variable of efficiency evaluation indicators, such as technical efficiency, skill efficiency, total factor efficiency, etc. This model also has some disadvantages. First of all, sensitivity to the data, and second, the influencing factors are difficult to explain. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Natalia Anatolievna, do you have any questions?
Pardon?
Can you repeat the question because it's a little problem with your sound?
What implications do e-commerce has in the tourism industry?
Chжan Lyanfєнь, did you understand the question?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thanks for your question. Tourism is the most suitable product for mobile electronic commerce, and the combination of the two can better promote the development of tourism and improve economic benefits. The application of electronic commerce in tourism has the following aspects: tripping booking, accommodation, reservation, attraction ticket purchase, virtual travel. You can see the attractions of different places at home. That's all. Thank you.
Natalia Anatolievna, do you have any questions? Another questions? Okay.
What from this model?
Okay, thanks for your question. VAR means a vector autoregressive model of time series. It used to estimate the dynamic relationship between variables, and is often used to predict the dynamic impact of interconnected time series. I got a close dynamic relationship between tourism development and a country's GDP. That's all. Thank you.
So, colleagues, if you don't mind, I have also some questions to Chжan Lyanfєнь. So, the first question about your methods that you use during your research. I mean, three main common, I said these methods, like trade competitiveness index, international market share index, and revealed comparative advantage index. So why did you choose these indicators for comparative analysis in tourism industry, and where does the data come from?
Thanks. Okay, thanks for your question. The International Market Share, IMS, the Trade Competitiveness, TC, revealed comparative advantage, RCA. These indicators are the basis of international trade analysis. Very representative, relatively perfect. It is often used in some academic journals. My data comes from First, the foreign trained development approach of China National Development Research Center and the official website of the National Bureau of Statistics of China. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And my second question about you choose a lot of indicators that characterize the tourism industry. I mean, the number of tourist attraction, the number of travel agencies, the kilometers of railways, planes, and so on. So why did you choose these indicators to demonstrate as variables to demonstrate the influencing factor? So what's the point?
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your question. There are several models used to evaluate a country's tourism competitiveness, including the World Economic Forum evaluation system, the demand theory evaluation system, and the International Institute for Management Development system. Each model has different factors, and this research selected Michel Porter's theory of national competitive advantage, also known as the famous diamond model. This model includes production factors, demand factors, related support, and enterprise strategy. The number of tourists attraction is a factor of production. The number of tourists and the amount of domestic tourism consumption belong to the demand factors. The financial support of tourism enterprises, the number of railway and play kilometers, the number of star-rated hotels, and electronic commerce belong to the relevant support. The number of travel agencies belongs to tourism enterprises, and these elements include more comprehensive. First, the Porter diamond theory has a relatively large impact, and the research is used more and more comprehensive. Second, consider the availability of data. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So no more questions. Thanks. So let me inform the audience with the conclusion about scientific novelty, theoretical and practical significance of the results of the thesis. So наступний висновок буде державною мовою. Щодо актуальності теми дисертаційного дослідження, то вона, безперечно, є актуальною, оскільки дослідження організаційно-економічних аспектів управління туризмом є необхідним для розкриття принципів оптимального використання туристичних ресурсів, адаптація до змін у глобальному економічному середовищі та створення стійкого конкурентоспроможної туристичної продукції. Зазначено, що робота має тісний зв'язок не тільки з науковими напрямками Сумського національного аграрного університету, а частину досліджень реалізовано в рамках наукових проєктів на замовлення Хенанської провінції Китайської Народної Республіки. Поставлені дисертантом мету і завдання дослідження досягнуто. Дисертаційне дослідження має наукову та практичну цінність, що полягає у розробці комплексу науково обґрунтованих положень і висновків щодо вирішення наукового завдання формування організаційно-економічних основ управління туризмом. Основні положення та результати дослідження пройшли апробацію та отримали загальне наукове схвалення з дотриманням здобувачем принципів академічної доброчесності. Структура роботи, її обсяг та стиль написання повністю відповідають встановленим вимогам до такого типу робіт. Зазначається, що під час виконання дисертаційної роботи аспірантка проявила високий рівень наукової підготовки, теоретичних знань та практичних навичок зі спеціальності 073 «Менеджмент», вміння розв'язувати складні наукові задачі. У відповідності до зазначеного, дисертаційна робота Чжан Лянфєнь на тему Organizational and Economic Basis of Tourism Management, яка подана на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії за спеціальністю 073 «Менеджмент», за своїм науковим рівнем та практичною цінністю повністю відповідає вимогам нормативних документів та напрямку наукового дослідження освітньо-наукової програми СНАУ зі спеціальності 073 «Менеджмент» та рекомендується до захисту в разовій спеціалізованій вченій раді. So, dear colleagues, now we begin the discussion of the dissertation work by Чжан Лянфєнь, and I invite reviewer to speak, Коваленко Alexander Viktorovich, candidate of Pedagogical Sciences, Associate Professor, Head of the Department of Tourism, Surgeon National Agrarian University. So, Alexander Viktorovich, please.
Thank you. The organization and economic aspects of tourism management are crucial for ensuring the sustainable development of the industry and supporting environmental and social responsibility. Sustainable development goals on the context of tourism include the preservation of natural resources, cultural heritage, and the support of local communities. Effective tourism management should contribute to the balances as of resource, reduce negative environment impact, and promote socio-economical upliftment of the local population. In the context of rural development, tourism management can play a significant role in stimulation economic growth and ensuring the equitable distribution on benefits in the region. The development of rural tourism contribute to the creation of new jobs, improvement in the quality in life for the local population, and increased income for local business. An organizational and economic approach to tourism management in rural areas should facilitate the integration of agriculture, culture, and environment aspect to achieve mutually beneficial development, ensuring the preservation of nature and cultural heritage. From these perspectives, the dissertation research by Чжан Лянфєнь on the topic Organization and Economic Foundation of Tourism Management dedicated to the exploit of these issues in relevant and timely. The dissertation research conducted and in accordance with the thematical focus of the Department of Marketing and Logistics in Sumy National Agrarian University, titled Management of Competitiveness of Enterprises in the Principle on Innovation Marketing. Some of this research is carried out within the framework of the project study of ecological effect of tourism in the revitalization of rural areas. Founded by the Henan Foundations for Humanities and Social Sciences Research. All the projects include the investigations of spatial differentiation on standard of living in families in Henan province and strategies for their promotion. Funded by the Federation of Social Science and Henan province and the study of a reform of teaching certificial grounded course on e-commerce based on CDIO concept. Financed by an education research project initiated by the Department of Education in Henan province. Describing the structure and the content of the reviewed dissertation, it is worth noting that the work includes in introductions 3 main chapters, conclusions, a list of used sources, and appendices. A brief overview of the main content of the work and research result in present in the abstract. The main text of the work presented in 215 pages, which also includes 24 tables and 49 figures complemented the author's text. The research utilizes a substantial number of sources, 223, indicating the validity and reliability in the obtained result. The language and style of the work meet the requirements of short-story writing. The purpose of a dissertation is to develop theoretical methodological, and applied principle of organization and economic foundation for tourism management. The following task we addressed. One, first, familiarity with the background of the research, theoretical achievements, and the content of the study. Second, define the concept of the tourism industry, international competitiveness and international competitiveness on tourism, followed by an analysis of the theory of comparative advantages. 3. Describe the state of the tourism sector in terms of development stage, trade scales, inbound and outbound situation, and associated industrial development. 4. Measure the international competitiveness and tourism in China using indicators such as market share, related comparative advantage index, and trade competitiveness index, and assess the gap with tourism in other countries. 5. Qualitative analysis factor influencing the international competitiveness of China's tourism industry, then select dependent and independent variables for creating an regression model for a quantitative analysis on influence factor. 6. Based of the research result, provide recommendation for in China international competitiveness in tourism. The scientific and practical of dissertations is beyond that. The scientific practical result of the research lies in the formation of theoretical and methodological foundation to ensure effective management of the tourism industry and the People's Republic of China. The research finding conclusion and recommendation presented in the dissertation can be implemented in the practice of both the state institution and organization involved in the management of the tourism industry, as well as tourism companies. The decision-making process in such organization can be improved based on the obtained result and formulate conclusions. The dissertation topic has resulted in the publication of 10 scientific works, including 3 articles in specialized scientific publication in Ukraine and 1 article in Scopus Indexes, a scientific journal. The published abstract in conference processing 6 publication provide proper validation on the research results. Scientific publication of quality disclose the content of the obtained scientific results in the dissertation work. The result of the research have underground proper validation from presentation and discussion at international scientific conference in Ukraine. While positively evaluation of the dissertation, it is essential to note some points of discussion. First, what could be the key factor influencing the long-term balanced dependencies of China currency income of tourism and the gross income from domestic tourism? How can these data and models be used to forecast for future development of the tourism industry in China? Second, that conclusion can be drawn from the visualized cartographic analysis of tourism development over the past 15 years. How can this information serve a basis for future research and the development of strategies in the fight of ecotourism? 3. How can the distinction brand marketing theory impact attraction tourists to Ukraine? 4. How can distinction brand marketing be optimized, considering and common interesting of the region? 5. What are partner and challenges areas then blended mobile electronic commerce in ecotourism according to PEST analysis? How can this aspect contribute of the limit of development of ecotourism and its economic benefits? 6. That key conclusions can be drawn for the comparative international competitiveness index on the tourism industry or in China and Ukraine. How can this data be used to enhance the competitiveness of both countries in the global tourism arena? However, the above mentioned questions do not dimension the overall height assessment in this research conducted by Chжан Лянфєнь, but derive from the basis for future scientific inquiry. Following a detailed examination of a dissertation and scientific publication by Chжан Lянfєнь, it is noteworthy to experience here scientific maturity and ability to conduct independent research in high scientific level. The reviewed dissertation is a complete, independently conducted scientific work, characterized by integrity in the significant theoretical and applied value. Chжан Lянfєнь dissertation on the topic Organization, Economic Foundation of Tourism Management full corresponds on the specialization 073 management, the requirement of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine, resolution number 44 of January 12, 2022, on approval on the procedure of awarding the degree of Doctor and Philosophy and cancelling the decision on the one-time specialist academical council of an education institution, scientific institution, and awarding the degree a Doctor of Philosophy. And the request for the preparation of dissertation approved by Ministry and Education of Education and Science on Ukraine, number 40 of January 12, 2017. Thereof, the dissertation can be recommended for consideration and the meeting of the one-time specialized academic council and its author, Chжан Lянfєнь, for the award of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty 073 management.
Thank you, Alexander Viktorovich. So, Chžan Lянfєнь, you have the opportunity to respond to comments that have been posted in a review response. So,
Okay. I'm grateful to my reviewer for the thorough analysis of my dissertation and the comments and suggestions which were made. I agree with most of the remarks and will take them into account in my future work. However, I would like to give an explanation for some of them. About the key factors influencing and predict the future development, my answer is as follows. The key factors affecting the long-term equilibrium relationship between China's tourism foreign exchange income and the tourism total income include: 1. Economic growth. The economic growth at home and abroad directly affects people's travel, consumption ability, and tourism market demand. 2. Exchange rate changing. Changes in exchange rates will affect the national tourism balance. 3. Tourism policy. Government tourism policy, including visa policies, taxi incentive, tourism promotion activities, etc., have a significant impact on international tourism flows. 4. Quality of tourism products and service. The quality, innovation, and diversity of tourism products and services are crucial to attracting tourists. 5. International relations and security environment. International political relations and tourism safety environment will also affect international tourism. flow. 6. Technological progress. Technological advances such as the internet, social media, online booking, etc. In order to predict the future development of China's tourism industry, the above data and the model can be used to analyze the following steps. 1. Data collection and arrangement. 2. Market trend analysis. 3. Identification of inflation factors. 4. Model construction and verification based on the collected data and the analysis of influencing factors. Predictive model can be constructed. About conclusion and further research and development of ecotourism strategy, my answer is as follows. The conclusion is that more attention has been paid to the impact of tourism development on the economy, and China's tourism competitiveness is relatively weak. There is insufficient research on ecotourism and agricultural tourism. Call for tourism that focuses on the developing cultural and natural resources. About a system of branding marketing theory, my answer is as follows. The theoretical system of tourism brand marketing has evolved from 4P, means product, price, place, promotion, zero, to the 4C. 4C means consumer, cost, convenience, communication, marketing theory. Using the 4C marketing theory system, tourists to Ukraine are divided into sightseeing tours, official tours, etc. According to the different types of tourists, such as age, purpose, economic income, tourism enterprises to carry out target publicity. That's all. Thanks a lot.
Alexander Viktorovich, are you satisfied with the answer? Okay, so I invite an official opponent to speak. So Gorina Anna Alexandrovna, Doctor of Economic Sciences, Professor, Head of the Department of Economics and Tourism, Donetsk National University of Economics and Trade, named after Mikhailo Tugan-Baranovsky.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank thank University for the invitation me to serve as an official opponent for dissertation. With accordance of official procedure, I have timely submitted my review on the dissertation and it is posted on the university website. So now I would like to focus on the key aspects of the work. Modern tourism has become a key factor of the economy of many countries, determined not only by the growth in travel volumes, but also by the significance of its impact on social, cultural, and economic development. The organizational and economic aspects of tourism management play a crucial role in ensuring the sustainable development of the industry and maximizing its positive influence on the economy and society. Contemporary challenges such as climate change, population growth, technological progress, and shifts in consumer practices necessitate the refinement of strategies for managing tourism resources and development tourism product. The study of organizational and economic aspect of tourism management becomes essential for creating efficient and competitive tourism systems. In these circumstances, the dissertational topic of the doctoral candidate Chžan Lянфєнь, Organizational and Economic Foundations of Tourism Management, is timely, relevant, and both theoretically and practically significant. The relevance of the topic is supported by the alignment of the research plan of the Department of Marketing and Logistics of Sumy National Agrarian University with that of Henan Institute of Science and Technology. The propositions presented in the dissertation are characterized by comprehensive scientific substantiation and credibility. The dissertation of doctoral candidate Chžan Lянфєнь comprises an introduction, 3 chapters, conclusions, and a list of used literary sources. The overall volume of the work is 250 pages. The dissertation includes 24 tables and 49 figures. The bibliography enumerates 223 sources. The practical significance of the obtained results lie in their subsequent utilization by tourism firms and tourism management authorities in various levels. This is because the majority of these results have been refined by the level of specific proposals and methodological recommendation for managing the tourist system within different social, ecological, economic contexts. The completeness of the exposition of scientific position and conclusions formulated in the dissertational research is confirmed through their verification, including publication in Ukrainian and Chinese journals, as well as presentation at international and national conferences. The primary outcomes of the dissertational research have been published in 10 scientific works, include 3 in specialized Ukrainian journals, 1 article in publication index in Scopus bibliographic database, and the remaining publication in other journals and conference proceedings. Positively evaluating the work overall, it should be noted that it has some shortcomings and correction points. First, on the page 23 of the dissertation, the author introduces Michael Porter diamond model. Based on the text of the work, it is not entirely clear how the elements of the cluster, such as interconnected enterprise, suppliers, related industries, and regional structures, can influence the competitiveness of Chinese ecotourism market and how these can be used to develop effective strategies and policies to support this sector. Second, based on the authorities' analysis of scientific literature and the identification of relevant clusters, it would be desirable to see additional details considering the functioning of the tourism industry in China. Specifically, it would be beneficial examine the prospects for the development of rural recreation tourism in China and how this sector could be characterized as an object supported by rural commercial and leisure real estate. How the implementation of the infrastructure services of rural areas can contribute to transforming local farms into tourism operators is also an area that could be benefit from further elaboration. The next one. how can scientific and technological innovation become a key factor in transition China's tourism from labor-intensive to knowledge-intensive? What specific measures can be taken to expedite the integration of scientific and technological innovation in the tourism industry, and how might this impact the technological level on the tourism sector? The next, based on the author's research, considering the quality of life and aging population, it would be valuable to provide an expanded explanation of how the increasing number of elderly individuals and the growing demand for wellness tourism affect the tourism industry in China. What opportunities and challenges arise in this context, and how can the tourism industry respond to these changes in demand? The next, in section 2.1, the author employs mathematical modeling tools to analyze the impact of the tourist sector on economic growth. However, it would be beneficial to further explain how government support for the development of tourism-related economic activities can elevate the tourism industry to a new level in terms of service and management. How can this positively influence the impact of tourism on the regional economy? The next, throughout the paper, the author frequently mentions the Belt and Road Initiative. Considering Ukraine's current state of conflict, the author believes this initiative opens new opportunities for international collaboration in tourism for Ukraine. How might this initiative influence Ukraine's position in the global tourism industry? So, it is important to note that the raised concerns and discussion points do not diminish the overall positive evaluation of the work. The expressed suggestions are meant to foster discussion and encourage further scientific research on the specific academic problem. So, my general conclusion. The dissertation work of Chžan Lянfєнь on the topic Organizational and Economic Foundation in tourism management is written in accordance with the current requirement, contains theoretical, methodological, and practical developments that certify that the new scientifically based result obtained by the author solve an urgent scientific problem. The dissertation is written in English and formed in accordance with the current regulations, norms, and rules established by the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine. The analysis of the dissertation shows that the goal set in the study has been achieved, and the main task has been successfully solved. The results obtained by the author are theoretical, methodological, and applied, and can be used in educational and scientific process. The content of the dissertation correspond to the topic of the research and specialty 073 management, field of knowledge 07 management and administration. Thus, the dissertation, Organizational and Economic Foundation of Tourism Management, meets the requirement of the order of the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine, number 40, dated the 12th of January 2017, on approval of the requirements for the design of the dissertation, the resolution of the Cabinet of the Ministry of Ukraine, number 44, dated the 12th of January 2022, on approval of the procedure for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and cancelling of the decision of the one-time specialized academic council of the institution of higher education, a scientific institution on awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. And its author, Chжан Lянфєнь, deserves to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in specialty 073 Management, Field of Knowledge 07 Management and Administration.
Thank you, Anna Alexandrovna, for your response. So, Chжан Lянфєнь, so you have the opportunity to respond to comments that have been posted in the opponent's response.
Okay, I'm grateful to my reviewer for the thorough analysis of my dissertation and the comments and suggestions which were made. I agree with most of the remarks and will take them into account in my future work. However, I would like to give an explanation for some of them. About develop effective strategy and policy, my answer is as follows. According to Porter-Diamond theory, the factors that affect a country's tourism competitiveness include production factors, demand factors, tourism enterprises, and related supporting enterprises. Through the above analysis, the development of tourism can be supported in several aspects. One, protect natural resources and encourage investment to build scenic spot, formulate policies, and cooperate with travel agencies to attract more tourists. Three, tourism enterprises to build a comfortable accommodation environment to improve service quality. Three, use the net platform to promote service quality. Five, related support enterprises, not only including hotels, transportation, but also including banks and other financial enterprises to support the development of tourism sector. About prospects for the development of rural layer tourism. The development prospects of rural layer tourism in China are broad, with the acceleration of urbanization and improvement of people's living standard. More and more urban residents tend to go to rural areas for layer tourism on weekend, enjoying the natural environment and rural life. Rural layer tourism as a support object for rural commercial and entertainment real estate industry can drive local economic development and increase farmers' income. In addition, introduce infrastructure services such as roads, catering, and accommodation in rural areas can not only enhance the tourism experience of tourists, but also provide more employment opportunity and income sources for local farmers. The introduction of infrastructure service can promote the transportation of local farmers into tourism operates. In this process, the government enterprises and all sectors of society should provide support and guide, such as providing training, loans, and policy support. Through this approach, farmers can learn how to operate homestays, restaurants, tourism products, which helps to protect the rural ecological environment and promote sustainable rural economic development. About scientific and technology innovation, my answer is as follows. Shifting from labor-intensive industry to knowledge-intensive industries is the only way for the country to realize information. In the past, China mainly produced labor-intensive, low-grade products with high prices and rough appearance, which lost their competitiveness in the national market. Therefore, economic development must be achieved through scientific and technology innovation. Scientific and technology innovation can be adopted to integrate it into the tourism industry and improve the technical level of the tourism sector, mainly through the following measures: intelligence navigation, intelligent hotel booking, use VR technology to realize virtual tourism and virtual tour guide, using computer to realize electronic payment, use data analytic to deliver personnel's recommendations. That's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hanna Alexandrovna, are you satisfied with the answer?
Thank you. I am almost satisfied.
Okay. So I invite an official opponent to speak. Прокопенко Ольга Володимирівна, Doctor of Economics, Professor of the Department of Economics and Management, Academy of Applied Sciences of Mazovia.
Thank you for inviting me to be an opponent of such an interesting dissertation, and I put my official review in time and in rule, and I will not stop so detailed because two reviewer and opponent was very deep with analyze like me and with speaking also. So I will say not in detail, but you will ask me additionally, if you want, I will explain everything what is now online in my review. So the topic organizational and economic basis of tourism management is rooted in its critical importance for addressing the multifaceted challenges and opportunities present within the contemporary tourist industry. The research for the dissertation was conducted in accordance with thematic plan of research activities of Sumy National Agrarian University, and I put exact topics, etc. The level of validity and reliability of scientific provision, conclusions and recommendations is enough high, and I put in detail why. And Lyanfєнь Zhan's dissertation work is an innovative study that initiates the examination of new issues of the economic science and practice of managing the tourism industry in a high scientific level. If you see novelty, so scientific novelty, theoretical and practical input are significant. For instance, for the first time, based of vector autoregression of time series data of tourism development, it is established that there exists a long-term equilibrium dependence between China's currency income from tourists and gross income from domestic tourism, along with their respective GDP with a long-term effect of 99%. The creation of a model for the development of China's tourism industry and economic growth established balanced mutual advancement in the long term guiding the future development of China's tourism. And a lot of scientific novelty was like improved level and further development also. The practical investigation and recommendations useful for both countries, China and Ukraine. You can see that Chжан Лянфєнь has 10 scientific works, including 3 in specialized publication in Ukraine, 1 article in publication in the indexed by Scopus and Web of Science. This publication include the most important results of thesis. You see that my review is positive, but of course, as every scientific work, it has discussions points. So I put some questions here for Chžan Lянфєнь. How has the concept of ecotourism evolved over the past 3 decades, and what are the key terms associated with it? In what ways has the research on ecotourism shown an uneven trend in the distribution of countries, regions, and how does this impact the overall development of the field? What are the emerging research hotspots in ecotourism, and how do they reflect the changing dynamic of the industry? How does mobile e-commerce contribute to the improvement of ecotourism, and what are the specific adventures in it offers in managing self-help tour modes? How does the international road of Ukraine tourism benefit from the Belt and Road initiative, and what role does international cooperation play in promotion Ukraine's tourism industry on a global scale? And I would like to highlight that my positive opinion are still positive, and the dissertation titled the Organizational and Economic Foundations of Tourism Management fully complies with the requirements outlined in the Ministry of Education and Science of Ukraine, order number, I put it, and the author of the dissertation, Чжан Лянфєнь, deserves the award of the academic degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty 073 Management, Field of Knowledge 07, Management and Administration. Thank you.
Thank you, Olga Volodymyryvna, for your review. So, Chžan Lянфєнь, you have the opportunity to respond to comments that have been posted in the opponent's response.
Okay. I'm very grateful to my opponent for the deep and detailed analysis of my dissertation and the comments which were made. I agree with most of the comments and will take them into account in future work. However, allow me to respond to some of them. About a concept of ecotourism, my answer is as follows. Ecotourism is the concept of responsible tourism in nature areas while protecting the environment and promoting the welfare of local people. Eco is a primary dedicated to protecting natural resources and promoting the welfare of local residents for more than 13 years. Ecological protector The primary task of ecotourism has experienced the initial stage in the 1970s, the developmental stage in the 1980s, and the rapid developmental stage in the 1990s. Sightseeing tours, sustainable tourism, agriculture tourism are the key terms associated with ecotourism. About uneven trade, my answer is as follows. Journal publication time and source journals are uneven. The research topics of journal are uneven. The research area and distribution are uneven. The study areas and countries are mainly distributed in the United States, Australia, Canada, Brazil, the United Kingdom, New Zealand, Spain, Japan, and Malaysia. These countries and regions are rich in tourism resources, which prove that countries with high tourism development are more advanced in tourism research. This is in line with the World Economic Forum's Global Tourism Enterprise Competitiveness Report. About emerging research hotspots in ecotourism, my answer is as follows. Sustainable tourism, rural tourism, and low carbon economy are the hot spots in the development of tourism economy. From the perspective of the dynamic changes of the industry, the future ecotourism should pay attention to the research of agricultural tourism and cultural heritage tourism in the field of ecotourism. In the development of rural tourism, the leap of agriculture from the primary industry to the tertiary industry provides the pillar for rural layer tourism, and cultural heritage is the entry point of ecotourism research. That's all. Thanks a lot for review.
Thank you, Чжан Лянфєнь. So, Ольга Володимирівна, are you satisfied with the answer?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. So, I invite the next official opponent to speak. Добранська Наталія Анатоліївна, Doctor of Economic Sciences, Professor, Head of the Department of Tourism Business and Recreation, Odessa National University of Technology.
Okay. So, dear colleagues, I sincerely appreciate the opportunity to participate in this meeting. My feedback has been timely submitted to the Advisory Council and posted on the website. I will focus on its key points. Given the post-pandemic economic recovery and the necessity of establishing a resilient foundation for future development, exploring the organizational, economic aspects of tourism management may prove to be a crucial factor in enhancing the tourism industry. Firstly, it is essential to consider the economic contribution of tourism to the recovery of national economy. Secondly, the formation and promotion of Ukraine's tourism brand are paramount. Thirdly, studying organizational and economic aspects can assist in formulating development strategies for infrastructure to meet the needs of tourists and contribute to the development of regional economies. Taking the above into account, it can be concluded that scientific research on the topic of organizational and economic foundations of tourism management has significant potential to make important contributions to the post-war recovery of Ukraine by revealing the strategic aspects of tourism management and development. Accordingly, the dissertation by Lyanfєнь Zhang is relevant as it's dedicated to improving the and deepening the theoretical and methodological principles as well as practical aspects of tourism management. The research for the dissertation was carried out in accordance with the thematic plan of scientific research at Suomi National Agrarian University and Helen Institute of Scientific and Technology. The scientific novelty of the obtained results lies in the development and justification of new theoretical and methodological approaches, as well as practical recommendations for the formation of organizational and economic foundations of tourism management. The practical significance of the research results is manifested in the fact that theoretical and methodological provisions, conclusions, and recommendations of the dissertation have been evaluated in the level of practical developments. They have been improved and are utilized in practical activities by tourism agencies, higher educational institutions, and tourism management authorities at various levels. The main research outcomes have been published in 10 scientific works authored by the researcher, with a total volume of 2.9 printed sheets. The author personally contributed 1.26 printed sheets, including 3 articles in scientific professional publications, 1 publication in a journal included in the International Scientific Citation-Based Index Copernicus, and publications in order in other journals. The dissertation represents a comprehensive scientific work. Its manuscript consists of an introduction, 3 chapters, conclusions, and recommendations presented in 210 pages of the main text. It includes 22 tables and 26 figures. The list of references contains 213 entries across 20 pages. Following a thorough examination of the dissertation manuscript and the author's published scientific works, as well as analysis of the author's reports on the manuscript's text verification, through an electronic service, no violations of academic integrity were identified. The researcher has appropriately cited specific ideas, results, and texts from other by referencing the sources, but there are some discussion points. So the author cites a significant number of scientific works in Chinese, Ukrainian, and foreign researchers. However, what opportunities conclusions can be drawn regarding the limitations in contemporary ecotourism research in the context of systematic theory and methodology? How might these limitations impact the academic development and practical applications of the concept of ecotourism? Second, in implementing the theoretical, methodological, and practical components of the research, the candidate has substantiated the state policy is a crucial factor in supporting the development of the tourism industry. While the specific dissertation may not directly influence the formulation of national level policy, the author should emphasize its modeling and contribution to further advancement in the interest of individual domestic tour operators. In section 2.3, more attention should be given to justifying the state's concept, providing insights into how governments can support and facilitate the implementation of a mobile electronic commercial market in ecotourism. Additionally, these specific measures and strategies can be proved to ensure the successful implementation of mobile electronic commerce tools. 4. When researching the organizational and economic mechanisms of the development of Ukraine's tourism industry, it will be potential to more thoroughly justify practical applications of branding and marketing theories for tourism directions, using Ukraine as an example, also addressing the opportunities and challenges associated with implementing these approaches in practice, considering the Ukraine's post-war recovery will enhance the analysis. 5. In subsection 3.3, details about proposed measures for optimizing the structure of tourism in China, rational resource planning, and improving tourist accommodation to increase the competitiveness in the industry should be improved. Provided. The authors should consider examining the existing long-term equilibrium interaction between tourism development and economic growth using vector autogression and time series analysis. Determine whether this interaction can be perceived as an expression of deep connections between culture, economy, society, and how it may influence the philosophy of tourism development in China. It should be noted that mentioned remarks do not diminish the scientific and practical value of Lyanfye's dissertation, which incorporates innovative approaches addressing the aforementioned issue. Lyanfye's dissertation on the topic organizational and economic foundations of tourism management submitted for defense to the Specialized Academic Council for the attainment of a Doctor of Philosophy degree in the field of knowledge 07 Management and Administration with specialization 073 Management aligns with the requirements of the Cabinet Ministers of Ukraine resolution dated 12th of January 2022, number 44, on approval of the procedure for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and the review of the discussion of a one-time specialized academic council of higher education institution, research institution on awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with amendments introduced by Cabinet of Ministers, resolution number 341, dated 21st of March 2022. The dissertation is characterized by its relevance, scientific theoretical level, substantiated results, key points, and outcomes published in professional publications, as well as novelty of its approach and practical significance.
Thank you very much, Natalia Anatolievna, for your such wide response for this dissertation work. So, Chжан Лянфєнь, you have the opportunity to give some comments and explanations to the opponent's response.
Okay, thank you. I'm very grateful to my opponent for the deep and detailed analysis of my thesis. The comments which were made, I agree with most of the comments and will take them into account in future work. However, allow me to answer some of them. About the limitations in modern research on ecotourism, my answer is as follows. At present, the research field of ecotourism is a still stage of development, and the research mainly focuses on nature reserves and wetland parks construction. In fact, ecotourism originates from ecology. The limitations of ecotourism research mainly focuses on the development of tourism destinations and the development of ecotourism products, where there are too few studies on the pollution of tourism to the environment and the
Це не у нас проблеми, це у неї, так?
Так, скоріш за все. Аспірант зник.
Зараз можу перепідключитися. Я б, звичайно, міг продовжити за нею як науковий керівник. Інтернет проблем. О,
Can you hear me?
я.
Sorry. Internet problem. Okay. Pay attention to ecotourism products and carry out systematic tourism management. For example, transportation and hotels related to tourism should pay attention to green development. About promotion in the interests of individual domestic tourism operates, my answer is as follows. Driving innovation in the tourism services sector. Innovation is the key to enhancing competitiveness through the development of new tourism products and the provision of unique experience and activities. Development of smart tourism. Promote policy support. Reduce tourism costs, improve efficiency, and attract more support and other measures to help tourism service enterprises to improve their business capacity. About specific measures of electronic commerce, my answer is as follows. The government actively supports and builds a tourism electronic commerce platform. Tourism enterprises changing their ideas and development personnel service. Tourism enterprises strengthen coordination with the IT industry, financial services industry, transportation sector, and the food industry. Cultivate talent to use electronic commerce platform. That's all. Thank you very much for review, Professor.
Thank you very much. Natalia Anatolievna, are you satisfied with the answer? Yes, I see. Okay, so dear colleagues, according to the rule of work of the Specialized Academic Council, we should proceed the discussion of the thesis of Chжан Lянфєнь. So I emphasize that all present members of the Academic Council have the right to take part in the discussion. So therefore, I ask those who wish to express themselves about this dissertation work. So who wants to be the first? So maybe we start from the Alexander Viktorovich. So give us some expressions from this dissertation work, from the Chžan Lянфєнь, and so on, briefly.
Thank you. The research on the topic Organization Economical Foundation of Tourism Management, conducted by Chžan Lянфєнь, holds significant importance for the development of tourists in Ukraine. This work aims to formulate theoretical, methodological, and practical principles for the organization and economic management of tourism. The author addresses crucial tasks such as optimizing investments, development infrastructure, and creating a favorable environment for tourism development. I'm sorry. The study focuses of examining effective strategies for tourism management, contributing to economic growth and enhancing Ukraine attractiveness in the international stage. The organizational and economic aspects of tourism management are essential for ensuring the sustainability in the industry, the supporting environmental and social responsibility. Exploring this aspect helps achieve a balanced use resource, reduce environmental impact, and promote the socio-economical employment of local communities. I'm sorry. The mandate discretion not only complies with legal requirements, but also hold practical significance by providing specific recommendations for improving tourism management. Such research can contribute to the future advancement of the tourism sector in Ukraine and enhance in competitiveness in the global tourism market.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So,
That's all.
Anna Alexandrina, do you have some impressions from the dissertation work?
Yes, my impressions good, but I want to summarize it. Research on the topic organizational and economic foundations of tourism management hold tremendous significance for the post-war recovery of Ukraine. It enables the examination of effective strategies in tourism management, contributing to the development of the industry and the establishment of a resilient economic foundation. The exploration of organizational and economic aspects of tourism aids in identifying a pathway for optimizing investment, developing infrastructure, and creating a favorable environment for tourism growth. Consequently, this contributes to economic expansion and enhances Ukraine's attractiveness on the international stage. So personally, I endorse this research and will vote in favor of awarding the academic degree.
Thank you very much. Ольга Володимирівна.
After this process of defense, my positive opinion only better, and I will support Chжан Лянфєнь. I think that from now she is like owner of some organizational and economic basis of tourism management, which she can use in even for investigation in different countries. And if some more discussions, that I think that maybe she would take attention for assessment maybe of influence of different changes in neighbors countries for tourism in China. I think she will pay attention for this country and maybe for Ukraine also. Thank you.
Thank you. Наталя Анатолівна, a few words about dissertation work.
Yes, so research on the topic organizational and economic foundations of tourism management holds significant importance for Ukraine in the context of complementary challenges and opportunities. Firstly, considering the vital role of tourism in post-crisis economic recovery, investigating the organizational and economic aspects of tourism management becomes a strategic initiative. Exploring the effective management models and methods of establishing a sustainable foundations for the tourism industry can contribute to its development, enhance competitiveness, and attract investments. Secondly, studying the economic contribution of tourism helps to better understand its role in shaping the national budget and contributes to the development of strategies for promoting Ukraine's tourism brand globally. Considering the potential of our unique natural and cultural resources, research can aid in creating efficient promotion and marketing mechanisms, increasing the country's attractiveness to foreign tourists. Thirdly, examining the organizational and economic aspects of tourism in the context of post-war recovery in Ukraine allows for identifying perspective and challenging related to the implementation of development strategies. Understanding and addressing these aspects can optimize investments, promote infrastructure development, and create a favorable environment for tourism development at both regional and national levels. Therefore, this research not only adds new knowledge for the scientific discourse, but also holds significant practical potential for the development of and support of tourism industry in Ukraine, contributing to sustainable economic growth and enhancing the country's international appeal.
Okay, thank you very much, Natalia Anatolyevna. Yuri Ivanovich, do you want some add your impressions from work with this dissertation with this postgraduate student and your impressions from the dissertation overall?
Yes. I must have impression for for this dissertation, for this studies. Dear colleagues, first of all, I want to say thank you for everybody, for each member of scientific council, because you have a PhD student and you can understand that I am worried now more than PhD than my PhD student, because it's exam for me, really. It's exam for me. Chжан Lянфєнь isn't my first PhD student. I don't remember. I think it's eighth PhD student, but every time I am worried like first time. We understand that topics that we discussed today is very important for all the world, and it's very important for Ukraine especially, because we understand that after war we will begin to think about the tourism and how to show our country and results of this war. It's my expression. I remember that before the war, half year before the war, we got some grant from international trade organization for develop tourism in Sumy region. But war discards this possibility. I want to say that Chžan Lянфєнь is really good PhD student, and I think it's only one PhD student which come to the Sumy National University with 2 Scopus article, which was published before they enter into the study on PhD, and we can understand what is level of this student. I hope that we will get good result today in the voting, and I hope that in future we will continue to work with Chžan Lянфєнь, and we'll continue our research in this direction, because so many questions today in your review explains that this topic is not full research. So thank you very much, dear colleagues, and thank you very much, dear Chžan Lянфєнь. It's all.
Okay, so dear colleagues, I also want to say some impressions from this dissertation work. So, Chжан Лянфєнь, first of all, I also want to say thank you for such interesting report and meaningful answers to the questions. So, my overall impression of the work is very positive. Scientific research has a holistic character and specific propositions. So, I would like to note the high level of dissertation work and the using of mathematical and analytical research methods. In my opinion, this dissertation work meets the established requirements made on a relevant topic, contains valuable suggestions for improving the tourism industry in China. So I will support this work, and the author of the work, Chžan Lянфєнь, deserves to be awarded the scientific degree Doctor of Philosophy. So, does anyone else want to speak? Okay, if there are no objections, I propose to end the discussion. Шановні колеги, нами попередньо було розроблено проект рішення спеціалізованої вченої ради, тож дозвольте його зачитати. Спеціалізована вчена рада Сумського національного аграрного університету Міністерства освіти і науки України міста Суми прийняла рішення про присудження ступеня доктора філософії з галузі знань 07 управління та адміністрування на підставі прилюдного захисту дисертації Чжан Лянфєнь на тему організаційно-економічні основи управління туризмом Organizational and Economic Basis of Tourism Management за спеціальністю 073 Management. Чжан Лянфєнь 1975 року народження, громадянка Китайської Народної Республіки, освіта вища, закінчила у 2005 році університет Чжэнчжоу, Китайська Народна Республіка, за спеціальністю бібліотечні науки. Аспірантуру закінчила у 2022 році в Сумському національному аграрному університеті Міністерства освіти і науки України міста Суми. Дисертацію виконано в Сумському національному аграрному університеті Міністерства освіти і науки України міста Суми. Науковий керівник Данько Юрій Іванович, доктор економічних наук, професор, проректор наукової та міжнародної діяльності Сумського національного аграрного університету. Здобувач має 10 наукових публікацій за темою дисертацій, з них 3 статті у наукових фахових виданнях України, в тому числі 1 стаття у виданнях, які включені до міжнародних наукометричних баз даних Scopus та Web of Science. 6 – це інші публікації. Тож, переходимо до процедури відкритого голосування. Прошу членів спеціалізованої вченої ради проголосувати і озвучити рішення щодо присудження Чжан Лянфєнь ступеня доктора філософії зі спеціальності 073 менеджмент. Хто за це рішення? Прошу голосувати. Хто проти? Немає. 5 голосів за. Тож, на підставі результатів відкритого голосування спеціалізована вчена рада присуджує Чжан Лянфєнь ступінь доктора філософії з галузі знань 07 управління та адміністрування за спеціальністю 073 менеджмент. Чи є зауваження щодо рішення спеціалізованої вченої ради? Немає, так? Тож, дозвольте привітати Чжан Лянфєнь з успішним захистом дисертації, і слово прикінцеве надається аспірантці Чжан Лянфєнь. So, Чжан Лянфєнь, we are congratulating you on the successful defense of your thesis and the award of the scientific degree of Doctor of Philosophy. So, please give us a few final words from you, very briefly.
Okay, thank you. Thanks again to the members of the Defense Committee. Special thanks to my dear supervisors, Professor Yuri Danko, and the staff of Sumy National Agrarian University. Thanks to the Ukrainian people. I miss my time studying in Ukraine very much. It's unforgettable. I'm also extremely grateful to my best friends. You always stood with me. Also, I would like to thank my family members. I couldn't have done this without your support. Thanks everyone who helped me. Thank you. Thank you.
Тож, шановні колеги, на цьому засідання спеціалізованої вченої ради вважається закритим. Дякую всім за роботу.